The first coalition missiles are fired. 112 launch from the sea, heading straight for Libya's air defences. British tornadoes set off on their own 3,000-mile bombing mission, their longest since the Falklands War. There can now be no doubt about the intentions of the coalition forces. Inside Libya, it wasn't long before the retaliation came. Anti-aircraft fire lighting up the skies over Tripoli. As the sound of explosions and gunfire pierced the capital, back in London, David Cameron was quick to stress why military action is the only option.
British forces are in action over Libya. They are part of an international coalition that has come together to enforce the will of the United Nations and to protect the Libyan people. We have all seen the appalling brutality that Colonel Gaddafi has meted out against his own people. And far from introducing the ceasefire he spoke about, he has actually stepped up the attacks and the brutality that we can all see.
As the military campaign began, Sky News was invited into Colonel Gaddafi's Aziza palace to hear from the leader. The same compound was bombed by the Americans in 1986. It has deliberately not been rebuilt. Lining up amongst his loyal followers were women, bringing their children onto the streets in a show of support. And the threat of attack was all too evident. Anti-aircraft guns on the back of trucks poised to respond. But Colonel Gaddafi never came, instead issuing threats on Libyan state television.
The Mediterranean Sea and North Africa have become a military ground as a result of this barbaric assault and irresponsible act. The interests of these countries will be targeted as of now in the Mediterranean Sea because of this lunatic aggression that has no justification whatsoever.
It's Libya's civilians that the no-fly zone is designed to protect. At this hospital in Benghazi, the number of dead and seriously injured is mounting up, a consequence of taking on Gaddafi's troops.
We cannot stand idly by when a tyrant tells his people that there will be no mercy, and his forces step up their assaults on cities like Benghazi and Misrata, where innocent men and women face brutality and death at the hands of their own government. So we must be clear. Actions have consequences, and the writ of the international community must be enforced.
French planes fired the first shots, destroying tanks and military vehicles in the east. Libyan TV claims these people were injured when missiles hit civilian areas in Tripoli, but those reports have not been independently confirmed. The stakes are high, but one man who witnessed missiles fired on the military airport in Misrata said he welcomed the international forces.
Believe me, all the people, very happy, very happy. You know, when all the people waiting this airplane from 3 days ago, all the people say, why don't coming to protect us?
We may not yet know the full impact of these first military moves. The message they deliver couldn't be clearer. The coalition will not stand by and let the Libyan people suffer. Michelle Clifford, Sky News.